Welcome to Envisioned Broadcasting, the station designed to encourage, equip, and empower you for growth and success presents When They Hear Us, an author's movement, a show that provides authors a platform to share their voice with the world. When They Hear Us, with Dr. Tracy Hines Lashley, begins now.
Our guest is Miss Neicy Squire. So let me introduce myself. I am Karen Hines, Coach K. I am the COO of Boss Up Lead Herbs.
I am Dr. Tracy Hines Lashley, the founder and the CEO of Boss Up Lead Herbs Incorporated.
All right. So with that being said, again, we have the lovely and beautiful, talented Miss Neicy Squire. She is a transformational speaker, life coach, and an author who delivers energy, empowerment, and inspiration when she speaks. She is the mother of 5 children and 8 grandchildren. Neicy passionately shares her story about getting back up from one loss after another, surviving and thriving from the abusive marriage, almost being killed, losing her self-esteem, and feeling like there was no hope for her life. The goal is to teach others how to win in the midst of chaos. After leaving her abusive marriage, then living in a battered women's shelter with her 5 kids, later became a crisis counselor, social worker. Neicy has taught and helped so many individuals transform their mindsets and attitudes into becoming empowered to live the life they were created to live. Oh, that's a nice bio, Miss Neicy. Yes, ma'am. I want to go a little further. Okay. So it says you went on to become the founder and CEO of Envision Your Success Company. Yeah. Speaking at women programs, alcohol and drug treatment centers, youth organizations, and high schools. Wow. Empowering them to unleash their personal power despite their experiences and even mistakes they have made. Oh, wow. Whew. That's a lot. You're busy. You're real busy. Ooh. So, yeah. So, I see a lot here. You know, you helping out individuals, and you try to focus on helping women and men who have done or who have gone through relationship losses, learn how to reinvent themselves or reinvent their lives from devastated and phenomenal to phenomenal. Oh my gosh.
Yes, devastated to phenomenal. Yes. Mm-hmm.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yes.
So tell us a little more about yourself.
Well, as you said, Karen, thank you so much for that. I have just had this heart and this passion. My mission and my purpose is really about teaching people how to win despite their most painful experiences. And I think a lot of times when you go through like such damaging circumstances your own self, it gives you this passion within you and this compassion within you to be able to build people up. And so instead of feeling sorry for myself, getting back up and not dwelling on all of the things that I went through, I just use it as a teaching purpose and a mission, teaching tool to be able to pour into people's lives or have that content and have that experience to be relatable. And so many times when I'm speaking, people will say that you're so relatable. We understand you're so passionate because you walked that journey. When you've walked that journey, you're able to really be able to, passionately speak, boldly speak, and be able to really touch individuals' lives. So I'm thankful for my journey. As TDJ said, it was good that I went through what I went through. You don't feel like that when you're actually going through that journey. But when you look back and you see how all of your dots connect, it's a phenomenal thing. It's like, your purpose is set from your pain.
Wow. That's like I said, I can't teach anybody something that I have not been through myself.
Mm-hmm.
If you have not been through the trenches, I found the valley.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
You're just reading from a book or whatever.
okay, I need it.
And it's so great that y'all said that, because we have so many people out here are coaches, and that's used very loosely these days, who, oh, I'm a coach, I can help you with this, that, and the third. You're like, but how can you when you haven't, first of all, gone through or been through what you're trying to tell me to do? Or you don't use the steps and the strategies that you tell me. You're using something you saw a textbook or website. You're not serious to me.
Right.
Like, man, I'm sorry, that's touchy with me.
Yeah, and you're so right, because you have to have that, being able to feel the infirmities of other people. You're touched by what they go through, because you have been through it. You're more understanding, and then you can help them on a higher level. So yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
It's not textbook. You have to have been through it. Like you said, you have to have passion. You have to have that drive and determination. If you came out of it, you know that you can bring others out of it. You can't tell me, like I said, you can't tell me nothing. You cannot teach me. I'm not going to.
Yes.
And I just can't go to anybody that's like, okay, I'm a coach, I'm this, I'm that, and the third. Okay, where's your resume? Okay. Can you tell me what you've
show
been
me state? I'm from the show me state.
There you go.
Show me. Portfolio.
It's like you say, okay, I create websites. Okay, give me some links that you've created. Let me see your work. You help people. Okay,
show me.
Yes.
Can't show me a zero balance in your account. How you got it? Okay.
You can't teach me how to save money if money was dropped in your lap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Good point.
Yeah.
Another good point. Good point.
Yes.
And you got this business, Envision Your Success. Tell us a little more about that in your services that you offer.
So with Envision Your Success, for me, it is about imagining it, picturing it, dreaming it, talking it, being able to visualize it. I love being able to, Karen, put up pictures of what I feel in my heart that's for me. When I put up pictures, so many times it has manifested. It manifested. And so this is what I bring when I'm either teaching or I'm in front of an audience on a platform, and I'm talking to them about envisioning, what they see for their lives. I'm giving them the different strategies. And so Envision Your Success is just me being able to motivate, inspire, impact, and really cause transformation. So a lot of times it's not about just hyping people up, because we can all get hyped up when everybody is excited, and the music or whatever is going on, you're hyped up and you're excited. And that's good. It's good to be motivated. But at the end of the day, when reality hits, when you really going through some extreme things and some challenges, it's about really being able to have that way of being transformed, of actually like knowing the steps and being like led into the steps to really cause a difference, make a change, transformation. I'm making a change. I'm turning from this to that. I'm seeing a better result. And so with my speaking and with my online courses, it's really being able to help them see transformation. And so, imagine it, picture it, dream it, talk about it, act on it, and then actually live it. And so that's what I'm doing with the clients that I work with. They're going to see results. Yes.
And you saying motivation. Do you think that you can really motivate people, or are they more self-motivated?
I think I really believe that you can motivate people. Mm-hmm. I believe that because I know my own journey. My own journey was when I was so down and out, and I was depressed, and I had lost a lot. I had lost my housing. I had lost my marriage. I had lost my job, and I'm just saturated in pain and agony. And then when I began to listen to people like Les Brown, Eric Thomas, Eric, Tony Robbins, and all of these different people. They motivated, they put something in my spirit, because when I heard their words are powerful. Words are powerful. Now it takes more than just words. It takes more than you being motivated, because you still gotta walk out the journey. You still gotta walk out the process. But you get that sense of like, I can do this. They put something in your spirit. They empower you to realize. They give you something to think about. Like when they were talking about their journey and the process that they went through, and Les Brown talking about you laying on your back. If you fall down, try to land on your back, because if you look up, you can get up. You gotta be hungry.
Yes.
You gotta be hungry for this. He was like, I gotta be hungry for this. So he like really put something in my spirit to like get up. Like I'm sitting up here and I'm laying down and I'm like, I don't think my life is ever going to be the same again. And I'm in such distress. But when I kept on saturating my mind with those words of empowerment, that it was powerful. It ignited something in my soul and in my spirit. And that's what helped me. And that's what started the help. But like I said, I had to still keep on walking out the journey and still going through my process, and still being willing to allow myself to be developed. And so, yeah. But I truly believe in that you can motivate a person. You can inspire hope in them. And people need that hope. They need to know that just because they're going through this valley, just because they're going through this dark time, it didn't come to stay. It came to pass. And if you can look at it as like, this is going to make me better. This is going to make me stronger. This is going to make me wiser. This is not my destiny. This does not define me. It doesn't define my future. It doesn't define my destiny. It's just a stepping stone to my better, to my extraordinary, to my phenomenal.
Ooh, or I have to go through to help others go through, help them get past what they're going through. Mm-hmm. So, I hear often that people like, oh, I got to tell my story. I tell my story, or I have a story, but I don't want to tell it. I'm hiding behind fear. And one of my mentors, Dr. Cheryl Wood, she always say your story is for you, but it is not about, it's about you and not for you. Mm-hmm. So we get our stories out so others can hear, others can get inspired, motivated, empowered.
Powerful. Because you don't know. Yes, you're right, Dr. Tracy. You don't realize your impact. You don't realize, what who you're here to help, either a certain person or the world or a group or someone. You're here to make a powerful change and a powerful difference in their lives. And so if you fall back and be afraid or say, oh, well, my story don't matter, or worry about what other people think about you. It's not about them. It's not about them. It's about what your creator has put in you to manifest and to walk in purpose so you can touch that person's life. Your destiny is tied up into somebody's life. They're waiting for you to speak that word that they were meant to hear. I say, I command my subconscious mind and my God-given abilities and my talents to help and impact and empower and transform the lives of the people that I'm meant to help. So it's somebody particularly that you're meant to help. But if you walk and act in fear, you're not going to help that person that you're meant to help. So go on and tell your story, girl. Share your story.
Yes. Karen, Coach K, she always talks about mindfulness. And I'm like, girl, bye. I was like, you hear about emotional intelligence and mindfulness is throughout. Yeah. It's like, yeah. But as she, continues to talk and tell her word, it's like, well, man, I'm seeing people like, yes, I needed that, and I need to hear that. Mm-hmm. So no matter what I said or what anybody else said, she knew. God gave her that. Yes. God gave her that vision. He didn't give it to me. Mm-hmm. And she kept walking in her purpose. And I'm like, oh, man, I'm feeling this now.
I love that.
Yeah. I'm modest. So right now we're going to take a commercial break. Right back.
Okay. All right.
We would love to have you on our show.
Here at Bossed Up Leaders, Inc., we take pride in elevated women by providing a platform to have a voice and promote their business or service. Our core values are accountability, growth, balance, leadership, community, and entrepreneurship. We would love for you to be on our show. If you are interested in being on the show, please go to bossupleaders.org.
Bossed Up Leaders Incorporated is a 501c3 nonprofit corporation with a mission to eliminate stereotypes amongst women and girls in the workplace, schools, and communities, while providing a sanctuary to produce intentional growth, success, and significance. Generate essential resources to elevate women and girls to an entrepreneurial mindset and executive leadership. Our amazing team of regulars and part-time volunteers are committed to helping others. We take our convictions and turn them into action. Think you would be a good fit? Get in touch for more information. If you wish to find out more or donate to help with our cause, go to bossupleaders.org.
Hello and welcome back. We are with the lovely Squire. We were talking about basically you have to have passion in order to elevate other people. You know, you have to have that determination and drive in order to get them going. Now, I do know a lot of coaches that are having issues because they feel as they've been through the trenches, they see the outlet, but their client they're not getting the full they're not getting the full workup from the client. You know, and like I try to explain to them, you have to you can motivate everybody, some people, but some people are not. It's not, you are not for that person. I'm sorry, but yeah, you may not be for that person. It may be somebody else for that individual. So don't be hard on yourself and trying to downplay your craft because this one individual you cannot coach. You have to. They have to want it. And that push, your push may not be their push. Your drive may not be their drive. So and when if you do come across individuals like that, how do you deal with that, or have you ever came across type of individuals that you just could not help?
I would say that I have, Karen, and this is more or less having to do with my being a crisis counselor. Like I was just saying before, it's you're not. Maybe it's that person that you're not meant to help. If you've put your best foot forward. You've pulled out all of the the tools that you have. And still, maybe it's just not their time, or maybe someone else. But I remember as working as a crisis counselor, I did that with a young lady, and I was really there for her, and I kept pouring into her, and she would just have this attitude and this aloofness, like she didn't care. But I think she really went through a lot of trust issues, like. Was her mom had left her, she had gotten pregnant, and she was living with her grandmother at the time, and so is a lot of trust issues going on. And so I think with that kind of situation, you got to have that confidence within yourself. That's where that self-confidence come at. It's not speaking to me not really being able to make a difference, but sometimes it's just that path. That person maybe is going to be helped down the long run. And then another thing is that sometimes they're going to pick that up. So I believe someone told me that they're going to remember what you said, but it's just not going to be now. It's not their time right now. Everybody has a specific timing. And maybe it just wasn't meant at that particular time for you guys. But yeah, you still have that confidence within yourself and know that when you know that you've tried to do everything that you could, yeah, that's the way I would look at that. You believe in your heart that, you did everything that you could do. And yeah.
And as you stated, sometimes it's just not the season for that particular coaching. Yeah. There could be another issue that they need help with and they don't understand it.
Yes.
So as you're pulling out things initially, you can, pull out, say, hey, well, you know what? You're not at this stage yet. Maybe you need to seek out, some other type of coaching or counseling. And that's where that network falls into place. When you build a network of people around you and you know who to reach out to, who will be the best fit. A lot of people don't think that they can have a network and still thrive. Yes, you can. You can't without one. You cannot do it alone.
Yes.
and as far as the communication, also, my communication style isn't for everyone. Yours isn't. Coach K's isn't. Maybe there's someone in your network who does the same type of work, but has a different communication style. One thing is we try and help everybody instead of, hey, let me pass this on to somebody else.
Right.
And that also blocks your blessing. Because while you tied up trying to help somebody that you're not supposed to help, you're missing out on the person you're supposed to be helping.
Right. Right. I like that.
Yeah.
And it is. It's like, like the personalities, like when I was younger, I'm gonna be a psychiatrist, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that. And on my door is going to say, if you are not for Jesus, I'm not for you. Okay. And I was like, I don't care what they say. I don't care if I don't make no money. You're not going to come here. I'm going to talk about Jesus, So, and to this day, I speak what I live. That's my truth. And I try to educate people on, manifesting and speak their truth. You can't move forward in life if you cannot acknowledge your present. You can't move, I don't care, social media, you social media famous, on paper, you got all this stuff, but you're still broken. As long as you are broken, you may have all these things outside, but you don't have, you don't have that love. You don't have that. You're not, yes, you're not complete. And people don't like the form of my speaking. They don't like, I speak hard. Some people take to that. Some people do take it. Like I said, I'm not for everybody, but I will tell you the truth. I will tell you what you need, and if you can't accept that, then I'm just not for you. So I had to come to that realization that I'm not for everybody, So, it's being a coach and trying to help people. I try to de-stress individuals. Sometimes it gets me stressed. I get stressed trying to de-stress you,
Woo, say that again.
Trying to all these, it's crazy. So, and I know you said you're a crisis counselor. What are the objectives of crisis counselors?
Well, with the field that I work in is we work a lot with people who have gotten out of the hospital, either from suicide attempts, depression, just going through a really rough time and they just can't handle it. Like one time I had someone that came into the ER and they were just so overwhelmed. They had lost they had lost their housing and I believe their job also. And they were just so overwhelmed. And so for me, it was about counseling them, giving them resources, and then providing that encouragement, and giving them some strategies and some steps to be able to walk through it. In the ER, it's not like, you're actually going to be working with them on long term, but then I also work with people long term. So I'm able to really walk with them through it. So it's just getting that stability and helping them through the process or their journey that they're enduring at that time. And it can be really intense. And so, we try to work with them on a weekly basis because it's intense, and especially if they tried to commit suicide, it's really intense. So, yes. So,
and working with those patients, you may have some that's irate, difficult, individuals. And I know sometimes it's challenging, to diffuse patients and clients and have them try to remain calm and focused. What are some of your techniques used during this process that helps you along the way?
Oh man, well, with this pandemic, you have even more of crisis going on. You have even more, feelings of loneliness and isolation, depression. Suicide rates are up because it's a lot for people to take in. And so I try to see, like we were saying before, about different styles. So I'm trying to figure out, what's the best style, their personality. You talk with them, you try to get a feel for how they move and how they operate, what's going to work best for them. But a lot of times it's about trying to get them to like have that calmness. And so we do like meditation and breathing techniques. So I'm trying to get them to meditate. I will send them some. It was this one Jess Shepherd, is a really good meditational thing on YouTube, and she will just have this calming music. And I encourage them to go into a dark room and preferably before people get up and all the noise starts happening, but you're just meditating. You're in that serene moment. And then you're breathing in and out. You're taking deep breaths in and out. Hold 5 seconds and then exhale for 5 seconds. And so we do that a lot. That's meditation and breathing. And then I work with them on how to begin to speak affirmations to themselves. I am victorious. I am making it out of this. I have them to write it down because, like I was saying earlier, for me, that visualization piece is so very key. It's so very key. And so they have up on either their mirror or their bedroom wall, wherever they're going to look at a lot during the course of the day, they see this affirmation. I am better. I am prosperous. I am victorious. I am, beautiful. I am a queen. Whatever that affirmation is. And so, like, the affirmations are really big for me. The meditation and the deep breathing, and being able to take them through those like different techniques. Then I'm asking them, what is something that you can do just to do for yourself during the course of the day that's like something that you like, something that's a personal self-care. Because I think whenever you're going through a rough time in your life, you first have to go through the healing. You first have to like allow those feelings, allow those emotions. So you're going to be present with the feelings. You're going to be present with those emotions. And a lot of times it's like, even if you're going through a really, really deep thing, you're grieving, just like, having a loss. So you're grieving. So you're allowing those emotions, you're allowing those feelings, and you're sitting with that. And then you're able to begin to start healing from that. And then you're able to come into acceptance and surrender. And then you're able to see transformation into a purpose. And so those are just, along the time that we have together, I just try to work with them, to go through the different steps to get them, seeing something better than where they are right at that present time. So, yes.
It's funny that you say the meditation. I do mindfulness meditation also.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And my thing is, you have to feel to heal.
Yes.
And some people, some family members don't come to me because she's too hard. I can't cry around her. She gonna tell me to hush up. But you do. You have to. It's okay to cry.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to cry. Just don't make it. Some that's long. Don't make it longevity.
Right. Don't stay there inevitably. Yeah. You get stuck. Like, you can't get stuck there.
You gotta let it go. When you let it go, you gotta deal with it. Mm-hmm. Now it's time to deal with it. So whatever you're dealing with, you gotta speak it. So you got to speak it out. Once I say, like you're crying out to God, and it's like a release,
Yes.
and it's like you release it. So like, so when you're going through, just speak it. You have to speak it. And once you speak it, you'll feel it, and it'll feel so much better. So like I said, you have to speak it, to heal. So,
do you find that it's tough for males to get to that point? Because my older son, he's always, no, men don't cry. Men are supposed to cry. Right. I'm like, you still a baby. You're not even a grown man yet. He's 25 years old, but I'm like, it's okay to cry. But he refuses to cry.
Yeah, a lot of men end up getting stuck.
No, you have to.
It's a macho thing.
And for you, Miss Neicy, it's like for a lot of parents, with this COVID, you're seeing a lot of suicides and all this stuff right now. There's a lot of kids that's going through mentally, and for the parents that have children going through the struggle, the issues, with the alcohol now, the drug abuse. What are some coping skills what you give to those parents who are now dealing with these certain situations? The irrateness, out of control.
We'll give you a quick second to think about that. We'll come right back out this quick break.
Okay.
Have you ever experienced uncertainty, always worrying about things out of your control, and found yourself in a sunken place with no outlet? Was there a time where your thoughts were going a mile a minute and would not shut off? You constantly hit dead ends looking for a remedy to reduce or eliminate stress. That is where Preeminent Life Solutions comes in. They provide individualized healthy coping techniques and strategies to reduce and deal with the stressors and that overwhelming feeling of weariness and self-doubt. Coach K is results-driven, and her unique techniques gives you a clearer vision and the ability to pay attention to the current moment. You can contact Coach K at www.flow.page/Coach K.
Dr. Lashley is an expert team culture strategist who educates leaders on techniques to harmonize family and work life while developing dynamic and productive teams. After being raised underprivileged, becoming a single mother of two, Dr. Lashley married an Army soldier who deployed to Afghanistan, Iraq, and Korea 11 times during his 20 years of service. She was forced to raise 3 of 5 children essentially alone. As a working mother and college student for 10 years, she had to find a sense of balance while juggling her children's activities and not losing herself in the process. She now helps working mothers and women in leadership positions harmonize their life while creating dynamic and productive teams at home and work. Are you ready for Dr. Lashley to elevate your teams at work and home? If so, contact her today by sending an email to info@drtracielashley.com or by going to her website at drtracylashley.info.
Welcome back, you guys. With the lovely Miss Neicy. Okay, so I had a question for Miss Neicy before we had a break. So,
So, okay. So you were asking me about what would I recommend for families, parents their children were going through some things, because you're right. I talked about that in another event that I had, which was really being able to pay attention to the kids, because their lives has been uprooted, the structure of their lives. They were used to being in the school system and, having that structure and being able to go to their classes, see their friends, and being involved in different sports and involved in, music and all kind of different things that they would get involved in, even gym. And so, but I was saying sometimes because of different circumstances like this pandemic or even other things, kids are highly affected, and you don't know the damage that it can be doing or causing to them. And so with that, I encourage parents to please try to reach out to a counselor, family counselor, or someone who definitely has experience in that field, to be able to, allow your children to talk. Because I think one of the things is when people hold things in, even children, when they hold things in, it builds up, and they probably don't even understand it, but it can build up something, and you don't know what's really going on in their mind. And so I would really encourage them to reach out to some counselors, reach out to not only just professionals, but even like extra family support, having those people that you feel like you can confide in and really has your best interest at heart. And then just having that community, having a community of support, whatever, you have to do to reach out and link up with different support systems. So the professional help, the family support, the different various resources. Please, just get your kids someone to be able to talk to, I have a grandson actually, and he deals with and he's very, very kind and very well-mannered, but he deals with anger issues because of different things that has happened in his life. And so his mom has him in a program where the counselor works with him to do an exercise where when he feels like he's getting angry, she works with him to like what to do to calm down. I forget what he called it. But anyway, she has him to do a certain thing and he can just calm himself down. Meditation for kids is good. Well, my grandkids have done that, because just for them to even learn as a child, you're going to hit all kind of roadblocks. You're going to have all kind of different circumstances as you live on this journey of life. And so as a child, they need to have that foundation of knowing how to handle it. How can I handle it when I'm upset? How can I handle it when life don't go the way I want it to go? How can I handle it when I have all kind of issues and I don't have any control over it? So instead of, just going crazy, or instead of, having behavioral issues and behavioral problems, we want to teach them how they can calm themselves. Meditation. We want to teach them how to talk, be able to let it out, talk to someone that you can confide in, that's going to give you some tools to help you through this, and letting them know that it's normal. All of our emotions that we have, that we experience, from anger to disappointment to fears, all of these emotions are normal life human things. But to know how to deal with it, and to know that, hey, everybody goes through different things in life. You're not different. You're not crazy. You're dealing with life. But this is how you can, be able to like not allow it to defeat you as a person, as a child. So, yeah.
It's a lot when it comes to kids, because a lot of kids don't speak.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't tell their parents everything. A lot of parents like, oh, my child tell me everything. Best of friends. First of all, you and your children are not best friends. You're the mom and they're the child.
Right.
Yes.
It is a such thing as being close, but that word best friend, that's
work.
just me.
Not for a mother and not for a parent and a child.
No, you're not best friends.
Everybody have their own views about, well, when I was younger, I was raised this way, so I'm going to do this with my child because I should have got, our parents did the best they could raising us.
Right.
No
book on it.
It's not a book. It's not a book now, and then you have some teenagers bash, or some, children, kind of, hit their parents hard because of how I feel I was raised and how I feel you didn't mean like I should have been treated. Because now you like, you have the mentality of a 50-year-old and you only like 20.
Exactly.
Oh, how my mama should have raised me, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have the kids or not. Actually, you have kids now. You raise your kids the best you know way, but don't knock your mother or your parent down.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you
exactly.
Yeah.
And parent, and so with that being said, kids don't tell us everything, regardless. Oh, that's my best friend. We they don't tell you everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to be patient.
Mm-hmm.
They tell you what they want you to know.
Right. True. True. You don't really, know what's really, really going on. So you want to be able to have that other, person that they can open up to and talk to, someone you trust, so. Yeah, I think that's so very important. And get your kids out, even thinking about the big brothers, big sisters, if you find someone that's really, trustworthy and, all of that, but just having that other, other person that they can go to, for lack of a better word, that they can be able to go to and be able to open up instead of like keeping it all bottled in, because you don't know how that can be really affecting them in their mind. And so many kids end up doing things that are very harmful because they didn't have that support.
Yeah, and I know you're very passionate when it comes to sharing your story and encouraging, with one loss after another, as you were saying, strive to do better.
Mm-hmm.
Being that you had gone an abusive marriage, what invigorated your determination to win? What was your drive, to win after your seasonal trial, I call them?
Seasonal trial, yes. I think I just have this determination in me I've been very optimistic for the most part of my life, and knowing my heart and knowing what kind of person I am, knowing what I believe that my Creator has already spoken over my life. I had to basically pick up the pieces, put on my big girl panties, and still walk it out. But then realizing that even though I went through that horrific time, me and my kids living in a battered women's shelter, me being chased by my ex-husband, being almost killed, all of the different crazy things that I endured. And I remember Karen and Dr. Tracy, I was in my bathroom, and this is when I had gotten away and we had gotten our own place. But I remember just crying because I thought about all of the craziness that I had came through and all of the different things that had happened. I'm like, why did this happen? Because, I was raised in the church, and I met him in the church, and he seemed like he was a Christian man, and everything just seemed like it was like, this was meant to be, this was my knight in shining armor. But it ended up turning south and sideways. And so I'm crying. And I'm like, why did this happen? Like, I thought it was going to be this way. And so many times we think our lives is going to be a certain way. We have this expectation. We go in full of just this excitement, but it ended up turning really bad. And so I'm crying, and I heard something in my spirit say, you are to motivate and you are to empower others. And I knew that it wasn't just about me. See, when you go through your journey, and it may be fear, you may be afraid, it may be like unfair, it may be just scary, you may not know how you're going to make it out, but it's not just about you. It's about what you're going to be used to be a help to somebody else. And when I heard that in my spirit, I began to say, okay, I'm willing to do what I need to do. That's when I end up starting to go to school to become a social worker, because I wanted to help people. I wanted to empower women. And so I think just that determination, and in my mind saying, I'm not going to be defeated. Yes, I went through this. This is very shameful. Yes, I went through this. I didn't expect for this to happen. Yes, I went through this. It was terrible. It was a terrible, terrible, dark time. But at the end of the day, I'm still alive. When you're still alive, you still have opportunity. You have opportunity. You have great purpose. I don't care what it is that you have been through. Your purpose lies within you. Nobody on the outside of you can give you your purpose. Nobody on the outside of you can give you your value. Nobody on the outside of you can give you your worth. It's already in you. Your Creator has already put it in you. But many times it takes us, when we go through a really rough time in our lives, that's when something ends up welling up within you to say, I have a righteous indignation. I refuse to lose. I refuse to stay down. You got me
Yeah.
twisted. You got me twisted. Stay down.
Now.
This is bigger than this.
We're about to go to church.
I refuse to stay down. My purpose is bigger than this, and my value is greater than me just staying down and feeling sorry for myself. So when you go through those different things, you got to know that it's not just about you. It's for you to be able to make an impact and make a difference in somebody else's life. And we win. We still win.
We want to hear about your book that you wrote, but before we're gonna take a quick break and be right back.
Okay then. All right.
We want to hear from you. Thrive Talk with TKT is a show to have discussions with and for women around the world. We seek to empower and equip more leaders and entrepreneurs. If you have a young lady between the ages of 13 and 18 who seek empowerment, please have them go to forelpowerup.org. If you want more information on the organization, please go to bossdupaleathers.org.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
All right.
Well, yeah, we're going to talk about your book now. I saw that you had written a book titled Look Beyond the Clouds and See the Sun. You know, making it out of domestic violence. First edition. So tell us about that book. What inspired you to write that book?
Well, I was inspired by my own personal journey that I went through after, actually marrying my high school sweetheart. Just be really thinking that it was going to be a certain way, really living a life for Christ. Just starting off my young adulthood life, with just such high hopes and high expectation. But as I got into it, I found out that he had a really, really bad temper, and when he ended up doing some things to me, it was just so surprising, because I never thought that he would do the things that he had started doing. And so the first time was when I was waiting on him in the car, and he wanted me to do something because he ended up locking his key in the house. At this time he ended up locking his key in the house, and he wanted me to do something and climb through this window. And I told him that I wasn't going to be able to climb through the window. I'm like, I can't get up there to climb through that window. And so it ended up ticking him off. And so he yanks me out of the car. He pushes me up against this car window and begins to choke me. And I'm thinking oh my goodness, I can't believe that this is happening. And sad to say, that was one incident out of many, because I've endured some extreme things. But my finally getting free from him, moving me and my 5 children, into a battered women's shelter where we stayed at for 6 months. And this shelter was so very just a godsend to us. They provided me and my children with a place to stay. We lived in a small little bedroom with a small sink and 2 bunk beds. And then we had a community shower with all the other mothers, and the children were able to come and shower. We had a community dining area where we were able to be fed 3-course meals. We had a support system. I had a social worker. They took my kids on all kind of outings. But all of this came about because I believe that your purpose is wrapped up in all of the things that you go through. And when I was talking with the social worker began to help me. And I remember one of the places that we were supposed to move to, the ladies, I went there and the lady was saying, well, you can move here within a week. And my oldest daughter, Tila, she said, Mommy, we can't move there. It was in a ghetto. It was in a project. She said, Mom, we can't move there. They're going to kill us. I never forget her saying that. They're going to kill us here, Mom. We can't move here. And she's about 8 years old at that time. But for some reason, I had to listen to my baby. And so I told the lady, I said, no, we can't move there. Within the 2 weeks after that, it was another place that was supposed to come available, but they said that we was going to have to be on a waiting list for like 6 months. For some kind of way, I got a thought in my mind, and I wrote the mayor of Dayton, Ohio at that time. I wrote him a letter, and I told him about our thing that we were going through. Some kind of way, he was able to pull some strings, and we was able to move in a week before Christmas. We moved in a week before Christmas, and so it was just so many different things that was going on in my life. To make a long story short, a lot of things going on. I didn't know how I was going to survive with me and my children. We got housing. I didn't know where the money was going to come from, but some kind of way we were able to, get money. So I began to write this book. And this was 20 years ago when I first started writing the book, because I just wanted to share like my journey and then be able to help somebody else out. Some kind of way, when I was almost done with this book, it disappeared. I don't know what happened. I have my speculations, but the book was nowhere to be found. About 5 years ago, something spoke in my spirit, and this is when I'm going through another journey in my life, and something spoke in my spirit and said, you got to write that book. You got to write that book. It's something that you're going to be able to help somebody out. You got to write that book. And so I began to write this book, and I began to think about all of the different things, trying to remember all of the different things that I had went through and me and my kids had endured. And I'm crying tears because I remember it like it had just had happened. But I knew that I was preserved, and I was held to where I didn't get killed in all of this stuff. But it was about me being able to walk people through like the part of, even when you hit such insurmountable things in life, you may have not went through domestic violence, but I know you've been through some things that has shaken you to your core. You've been through some things that you didn't think that you would ever survive from. Maybe you were sexually abused. Maybe you were molested. Maybe you was a foster child. Maybe you lost everything. But you've been through some things. But it's not about you giving up, but it's about you using your journey to catapult you into your destiny, using your journey to catapult you into your purpose, using the worst thing that's happened to you and transforming your pain into your success. It's not about just surviving from it, but it's about thriving from it. And I believe your gift will open up doors for you. I believe that your gift and your calling will make room for you. And so even though you felt like you went through so much, your mistakes or your pains are your message. It's just waiting for you to become ready and available. Ready and available. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you willing? And are you available to be used? And sometimes that takes risk. Because a lot of times people, they don't want to be for other people to look on them in a certain way. Sometimes we take risk because you don't see how you're going to do it. But don't worry about the how. I believe when you know your why, and something is so very important to you, hell or high water cannot stop you. It cannot stop you. But Amen. You got to be willing to step out there and walk it out. So that's the long short version of why I wrote my book. It's about teaching people to win no matter what their painful experience has been. Yeah.
Turn your whining into winning.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Wow.
So it's been a journey. But I believe that, and I love what you queens are doing, being able to make a difference, because so many people need this. They need to hear these words of what each person's journey is. Everybody is different. And so what you say may not resonate with me, but it's resonating with someone else. Maybe what I say doesn't resonate with you, but so I think we all have that ability to touch the people's lives that we are meant to touch. So don't worry about it if you don't have the support. Don't worry about it if you don't have certain people in your corner. It's not meant for them. but you got the people that's out there that you're meant to touch. You're meant to touch. I'm not trying to make this long, but I remember T.D. Jakes saying he was he felt really discouraged at one time. He felt really discouraged. He was just going through a lot. He felt like the weight of everything was just pressing down on him a little bit too much. But he kept on speaking about get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. And sometimes we can be really giving ourselves, but when we have some things going on, we can feel so discouraged. And he said he was at the point of his life where he was really discouraged. And he said he went to this I guess it was just like a seminar thing, whatever it was. It was a seminar thing. And he said that after he had spoken, they told him that a lady wanted to speak to him. And he was like, he was like, okay, but he was in his mind, he's like, I'm just tired. I'm just tired. I'm just wanting to just rest. But they ended up bringing the lady in and she said, thank you so much. She said, thank you so much for not giving up. She said, I was so sick and I was just really going through a rough time in my life. But when I heard your message about get ready, get ready, get ready, it ignited something within me. It did something to me. It stirred my soul up, and I'm here this day because of your obedience and your word. She said, it don't matter about the people that's talking about you. It don't matter about the people that are not with you. It don't matter about the people that are not for you. You came to touch the lives of the people that are has your name on it. They're waiting for you to speak a word to them. And so that's what I got out of that. So sometimes you can't worry about what other people are saying, if they're supporting you or not. You know what you are to give, and you being willing and obedient to step out there and just do it anyway.
And stop being selfish.
and a lot of people, they don't have that backing, that support, strong backing. And when you think you have, because you think your friend that you've known for 15, 20, 35 years,
they go,
that can be your worst enemy. They're in front of you, they're rooting for you, but behind your back, they're like, praying against you, speaking ill on you.
Exactly. And you never know.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
So, and when you see that, you notice people start to slither different.
Yes.
They ain't
I like
moving,
that slither.
Yes. Because they know when they wronged you, they did something that was wrong, or they did something that they know that wasn't right, or they was praying against you. They started to, like I said, slither different. But you have to watch those. You have to just pray for those.
Yes.
And everybody is not going to be for you. You just be for yourself.
True that.
So for yourself, ain't nothing stop you. Can't nobody own what you got, because you got it on your own. So,
so how can people get in touch with you?
They can reach out to me at motivatedtowin.com. Right now, one of my programs is working with the men and women who have went through a relationship loss, and I'm teaching them how to reinvent their lives, go from devastated to phenomenal, and gain maximized confidence and clarity to really be able to live the life that they're designed to live. So that's one of the programs. And so it's motivatedtowin.com, and then they can / next chapter for the mini online course. It is free. And so I want to just, I just want to, y'all see.
Your baby said she want to be on the air too.
So, but they can email me at book Carla Squire. Well, a lot of people know me by Carla, but I do go by Neicy. But anyway, bookcarlasquire@gmail.com. And so, but between those ways, they can reach out to me. I have a Facebook group called Your Next Chapter After Your Breakup. So that's another way just to be a part of my community, my group, my tribe, of just being able to pour into people's lives. But envision your success. Envision your success is about imagining it, picturing it, talking it, acting on it, and then living it. So yeah, envision your success.
Thank you for listening to When They Hear Us, where Dr. Tracy Hines Lashley and her guests provide stories and experiences. This is also a platform for authors to encourage, empower, and equip people around the world with their voice. To learn more about Dr. Lashley and her quest to share the voice of powerful writers, go to her website at drtracylashley.info. You may also contact her by sending an email to info@drtracylashley.com. Remember to always intentionally walk in your purpose and strive to elevate to significance.